Hey everybody, got another video for you. Just rescaped this tank after my water change. I'm just going to do a quick update on this 120. I have gotten a lot of recent additions and recent new plants. And I just want to give you a quick update on the stock in here and the current layout. As I mentioned recently in my other video about how to keep African and South American and Central American cichlids together, I think rescaping often is one of the main principles for me, at least, and the success I've found. I rescape a little bit every single water change. It may be just moving one plant to the other side of the tank, but it helps keep these fish guessing and kind of mess up their hierarchy and territories in a way that I have found very beneficial. But I'm just going to go through each fish quickly just so you have an update on what's in here. So here is my new green terror. I just picked up from a really great guy in one of my Facebook cichlid pages. About 4 inches. Really love this fish. Very beautiful, very healthy. Here's my Jack Dempsey, which I also picked up from a really great person in one of the Facebook pages. I got this fish at this size, and it's a beaut. Love Jack Dempsey's. This fish has been jockeying for the top position from the Madagascar cichlid, and the blood parrot. Here's a deep water hap. Beautiful blue, really coming to its own. It's a good 6-inch fish. Here's my original OB that I've had for almost 4 years now, full grown. Just a classic, but very pretty in my opinion. Here's my Venustus, probably overall my largest fish, and has gone back and forth between being the tank boss and being high in the hierarchy in this tank. The blood parrot, again, one of my OGs, had this fish for about 3 years. It's full grown and surprisingly is in the top usually, either the tank boss or second or third, pretty consistently. And part of that's just because I've had it for so long and I got it pretty big. So it was the largest fish for a long time and has a lot of confidence, but there are definitely some fish in here that I know will be working towards that top spot. Here's a female flowerhorn I picked up recently. Its color is really shot because the Madagascar cichlid has been giving it its warm cichlid welcome, but has a lot of potential. And I've always wanted to keep a female flowerhorn in a community tank, just because they are less aggressive and get not as big, but often have decent color. So we'll see how that fish turns out. Hopeful. Here's my yellow lab, full grown, about 5 inches. If we go up here, here's my dragon blood. That is very white pinkish dragon blood. It is very beautiful. I do like the kind of the darker reds when it comes to dragon bloods. My favorite part about this fish, get out of the way, is its anal egg spots. They're just anal fin egg spots are just gorgeous. Really pretty. Here I have a flametail peacock that is maybe 3 inches and hasn't come into its really full potential at all, but definitely has a lot of potential. This is a Venezuelan pike I recently picked up. Beautiful fish, maybe 4 or 5 inches, and doing great. Here's a jaguar cichlid that I recently got, about 3 inches, maybe 4, pushing 4, and definitely this is the only fish I'm concerned about in this tank long term. I will most likely rehome this fish after it grows a few more inches even. Once they get about 5-6 inches, they usually start growing their teeth and they can really turn into what they're known as, which is a top elite predator and a lot of attitude. Here's a fire hat, almost full grown. 6-7 inches, beautiful fish. Here's my Malawi eye biter. Really hoping it's a male. I bought it, not guaranteed as a male. And it's about pushing 4 inches, so sometimes they can take a while to color up, so the jury's still out on this one. Let's see, here's my other OB, which is my biggest eater, the biggest pig in the tank. Always a full belly. It looks pregnant all the time. It's clearly a male, but looks pregnant all the time. But a little bit, pretty similar. I bought it hoping it'd be a lot different than my other OB, but pretty similar. Just a little darker in its patterning. Here's my Taiwan Reef, which is usually in the top of the hierarchy. And when you see its coloration like this, it means that it's up there right now. When it's not towards the top, you can see those, it has those black bars will become much more defined. But when it's near the top, it kind of just has this like kind of more uniform color, as you can see. But almost full grown, maybe another half-inch on that. And then let's see where else. Here's my Madagascar cichlid. Hopefully it'll come out to the light so you can kind of see what we got going on here. Definitely one of the most beautiful fish in the tank. Really need to see it in the light. I'll try to get a better shot. That fish is not full grown. Probably needs another 2-3 inches. But doing great. That fish also is usually one of the top dogs. Here's a new firemouth. Very pretty. Love firemouths. One of the first cichlids I ever kept, so I got a soft spot in my heart for them. And there's nothing like a firemouth flaring its throat. And there we go, just for the camera. They're just so cool when they flare their throats. Really an underrated fish in my opinion. This guy is full grown. I mean, he might go another inch, but he's pretty much there. Here is an OB Taiwan Reef that has not colored up yet. And it was a guaranteed male, and it has coloration that shows me that it probably will. It's just that it's lower on the hierarchy. But Taiwan Reefs can take their time in general to color up. So I'm very hopeful because the pictures of this adult male are quite amazing. You know, really amazing blues and yellow OB. Here's my electric blue hap. Definitely not full grown, maybe 2-3 more inches on this one, doing great. And here's a little Tapajos redhead earth eater. This one's maybe 3 inches, pushing 3 inches now. You know, in some ways has no business in this tank, but is actually quite feisty, and that's the reason I put this fish in this tank. Holding its own quite well, and are really beautiful as it gets bigger. Here's an albino dragon blood. This fish has been a really slow grower, but it has a lot of potential. It's very beautiful, but definitely lower in the hierarchy. It's probably why it hasn't been growing as well, as far as being bullied a little bit and eating perhaps. But a very cool fish nonetheless, and let's see if we can get a better shot. But very cool fish. Here is a baby VC10. Not confirmed male, but looks like a male to me. From what I can tell so far, these fish will get 10 inches and are absolutely gorgeous. Really excited for this fish to continue to grow. It's eating and it's jockeying like a male as far as its aggressiveness for food and just overall place in the tank. Here's my bristlenose catfish. Bristlenose plecos are, in my opinion, the best plecos. They actually clean your tank. Most plecos don't. Bristlenose, they're amazing. Have one in every tank. And I like the albinos. They're quite pretty. Let's see, who am I missing in here? Here's a baby Fusco, which is one of my favorite fish of all time. Really hoping that's a male. That guy will get 10 inches easy. But that thing is quite small, but holds his own just fine in here. Here is a African jewel. Beautiful fish. Not full grown, maybe he needs another inch or two on that one as well. And who am I missing? I know I'm missing somebody. Let's see if we can get a better shot of the Madagascar cichlid real quick. I'll pretend like I'm gonna feed and see if they come over. Come on, buddy. One of the absolute, just most beautiful fish. Still not really in full light. Just shaking some food. See if I can trick this fish over. You can see it's been its lips have been busted up since this Jack Dempsey. This Jack Dempsey's been in the tank for maybe 2 weeks now, and these two have gone at it. And it's hard to tell who's won so far as when they meet, you know, who's kind of the chaser and who's running away at this point. But that's just part of keeping cichlids. No matter what, you're going to have hierarchy disputes. Oh, here's a baby electric blue Jack Dempsey. Very small, again, probably has no business in this tank, but I had to put it in here. I had kind of a tank crunch when I got a few fish recently and had to move some fish around. And so that's not a great shot, but that is a beautiful fish. And if it makes it, you know, great. If it doesn't, I'm not mad at it. You know, I don't have anywhere else to put it, and the reason I haven't tried to rehome it is, you know, it's been holding its own. It's been eating well, and so we'll see what happens with this little guy. If I start seeing it getting picked on at all, I'll definitely rehome it. But so far so good, and it is a gorgeous fish once it gets larger and starts really coloring up. Let's see what else. That is that really kind of dark peacock that just swam by. It's in the back. That's a Lawanda peacock that clearly has not colored up yet, but is one of the most beautiful peacocks in my opinion. And I think the only fish that I don't see, oh, here it is lemon jake, which is just starting to come into its colors, just starting to get some blue hue on its side. Can't really see this in this light, but lemon jakes are one of my favorite peacocks, and you'll see as this fish gets a little bit bigger how beautiful they really can be. Other than that, I did also recently get a really large yellow Chinese algae eater. That's a really cool fish that hasn't really settled in yet. I only got it 2 days ago and has not swam around much with the lights on. I also have a featherfin Syndodontis catfish in here that is usually out but is not currently. Oh, here's one last one. This is a Tanzania hat, which has not come into its color at all yet, but it basically will be, the bottom half of the fish will be striking yellow and the top half will be striking blue. They're beautiful fish. Tanzania hat, look them up. Very excited for that fish to color up. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, so there's a quick update. New Scape, new fish. Everything's doing well. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments. And if anyone wants that jaguar cichlid, you can get on the waiting list because it's coming out sooner than later. You know, I'm not going to risk it. I could wake up, you know, when that fish is a couple more inches larger, I could wake up one morning and, you know, have several fish dead. So not worth that at all. If I can pull off setting up another tank exclusively for that fish, I would love to do that, but I really don't have the space. So the chances of that happening are very slim, but you never know. Sometimes you can get creative, see what happens. But yeah, everything's doing great, and I appreciate you watching. All right, thanks so much. Take care.